The Analogue 3D is finally here after 2 years since it was announced and 1 year since we put the order in. But is it any good, and how does it compare to a regular N64? We're going to tell you everything you need to know. So first of all, the system itself, it very much evokes a traditional N64 design. It has everything that you need on there. There's the cartridge slot that accepts cartridges from any region. There's USB ports on the back, HDMI port. It also comes with an SD card as well, so you can easily do updates to the system. There's no need to buy one of those either. The console's available in white and black. I went for the black version, which I think looks really sleek, but does attract a lot of fingerprints. So do bear that in mind. In terms of controllers, the system itself doesn't come with a controller, so be sure to buy one. Unfortunately, there's also no support for the N64 Switch Online controller, so we went with the 8-bit DOE 64. I went for the white version because it was a little bit cheaper. Annoyingly, they've just announced the version that has traditional N64 coloring, but that doesn't ship till January. So if you can wait till then, you might want to get that one. The controller itself is one of the lightest ones I've ever held. It's so easy to use. It has all the traditional N64 buttons on there as well. So it's a lot better than trying to repurpose an Xbox or a Switch controller when compatibility is available for those. It has rumble pack functionality and also memory card functionality, so you can save games directly to it or to the system itself. In terms of the games, out of the box, unfortunately, EverDrives aren't supported, and you can't sideload ROMs onto the system as well. I have heard that summer carts work, so that is an option, but if you don't have any of those, then traditional N64 games are the way to go. Now this supports PAL, American, Japanese games, and supports the entire back catalogue, no matter what kind of weird and wonderful obscure title you have. Every single game that we tested worked perfectly and ran exactly as we'd expect it to do on the N64, and in some cases better, which we'll come to in a second. The operating system is very bare bones visually, as you'd expect from Analogue, but that hides a lot of incredibly powerful options. With every single game, you can choose to set how it is run in terms of overclocking. So you have traditional overclocking option, overclocking plus, and unleashed, which emulates how an N64 would work if it was given a little bit more power and used its core in a different way. Every single game that I tested actually ran better in unleashed mode, although Analogue do warn that some games won't run as well, and in some cases the sound might not sync up. But you can test it on a game-by-game level, and Analogue will remember your preferred setting. So once you've given it a quick go and you know that overclocked or unleashed is better, it saves that forever and you don't have to worry about it. One game I was really impressed with in unleashed mode was Perfect Dark on the N64. Now, this game has a high-res mode that traditionally on the N64 didn't run particularly well. As you can see from this gameplay clip, I found that the original N64 version of Perfect Dark felt quite sluggish and the frames per second felt relatively low. And that was traditionally how it was, but by turning on high-res mode and using overclocking and unleashed mode on the Analogue 3D, it felt so smooth to me. It felt like playing a modern version of the game, and I was absolutely blown away by the improved quality of the textures. In fact, pretty much all of Rare's back catalogue works amazingly with unleashed mode because they really were wizards of their time. I tested the game with one of the obscure Japanese games in my collection as well, and that worked perfectly too. So no matter what game you've got, it's really worth giving it a go. And now's probably the time to buy N64 cartridges because I can see the price of them going way up now that people have the system in their hands. Another thing that surprised me as well was the sound quality of the system. I really was impressed by just how good the audio was on these classic games, and some of that is a testament to the quality of the original games, but everything felt clearer and crisper through my modern system. So I do recommend listening out as well. Perfect Dark, for example, sounded absolutely fantastic to me. I tested the system on an LG OLED and played around with the different scanline modes that Analogue includes. Now there's traditional CRT options, or you can have the image perfectly clean, depending on your preference, and you can dial up and down different sliders to make it perfect for you. I found when I was sitting really close to the screen that the clear image was actually better for me, but for traditional gaming sat on the sofa, the scan lines do help to preserve that traditional image that you're probably used to. And remember, it's like how the games used to look back in the day. but with a bit of a nostalgia filter applied so they still look good on modern technology. In terms of the price, the system is $250. To the UK, it cost me $50 of shipping plus £50 of tax as well. So it was around about £275 to £300 delivered. That's a lot of money. You could buy a modern games console for that, but I felt that it's cheaper than buying an N64 and a retro Tink, and it's everything you need out of the box. You really do just plug it in, download a quick update, which takes all of a few minutes, connect your controller, put your cartridge in, and you're ready to go. There's no DLC for the carts to worry about. You can just put them in and go. In terms of cons, well, the lack of ROM support out of the box will frustrate some people who just want to put every single game on it and get started. And it's not cheap. But what I will say is, for the price, I felt like I was getting an incredibly high quality N64 solution. I really appreciated the simplicity and the setup process. All of the different sliders and the overclocking and unleash mode made me feel like I was getting the best possible versions out of my N64 games. And it's just an absolute joy to turn this system on and rediscover an old classic. So I highly recommend the Analogue 3D. Now, the one bit that's a potential issue is that as of now, the system is sold out. But Analogue have already confirmed that it's going to be restocked within a few days of the system's launch. And knowing their history with the Analogue Pocket, I highly believe that they'll continue to restock this throughout the year. So don't pay the scalpers, okay? Just wait a little bit and I'm sure you'll get it for retail price, no problem. And knowing Analogue as well, they'll probably do it in a variety of funky, crazy colors at a later point as well. So my advice to you is to just wait and not pay the scalpers. I hope you found this video useful. Be sure to subscribe for more gaming videos. And if you've got any questions about the Analogue 3D, just drop me a comment below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks.